Hello, everybody. It's Mike Weller from the Weller Group at Keller Williams Realty here in Orange County, Southern California. And we are here. This is our very first Southern California relocation seminar we're having here. And I have our guest today is my friend Melissa Harrell from the H&A Home Team and Keller Williams Signature in Waco, Texas. Hi, Melissa. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. And just to clarify, like I mentioned before, this is our very first relocation seminar. This is intended for residents here of Orange County in Southern California, and really anywhere else, I guess, if it's of interest, looking at different relocation markets across the country, because we are seeing a pattern of folks here in California that are looking at relocating out to different states, to different cities, for a variety of reasons. Texas is probably the #1 place we have been moving people to the last few years. I recently worked with Melissa in Waco on some mutual clients who were selling their home here in Yorba Linda, California, and moved over there to Waco. And they've been there a couple of months now, and I know they're just loving life there. So thank you for taking care of them, Melissa. But tell everybody a little bit about Waco, Texas. Where is it in Texas? What's the city like? What's the area like?
Sure. So Waco is centrally located. We talk all the time about we're in Central Texas. It's 90 miles north to Dallas, and it's 90 miles south to Austin. So it's kind of a small town feel, but we've got some big city amenities. And if you really want some of those other big city experiences, it's not a far drive north or south to have that. And we've got about 135,000 people that live in Waco proper. Our expanded MSA is about 273,000. That takes in a couple of counties. But the pace of life here is slow and laid back. We don't have to sit through more than a couple of traffic lights, and we're usually like, really, 2 lights today, you know? But I think what people really like is just the slower pace of life. It's easy to get around. You can get pretty much anywhere in our area in about 15 or 20 minutes. And I raised my family here, and I think just the school system in some of the outlying areas have a lot to offer for the people that move here. We've got a great university, Baylor University. We've got a junior college. We've got a technical trade school here. And so we just have a lot of opportunity for people looking to move to the area.
Yeah, so you're seeing folks move there of all different ages, I suppose, then, like our mutual clients, they're just at that retirement age, but you're also seeing younger families move there for jobs. And tell me about that. What are you seeing, and where are you seeing people come from?
Sure. And so, as you mentioned, we do have a lot of people kind of retirement age moving here, maybe looking for a little bit of land out in the country, have a little bit more elbow room, right?
Yes.
And so they're coming here for that. But we also have a lot of younger people that are coming here for job related programs. So SpaceX, for example, has a facility just outside of Waco, so they attract a lot of millennials. So recently we helped a family move from New York to Waco because he was an engineer taking a job at SpaceX. We also have a facility here called L3, and they bring in a lot of engineers. They work on the aeronautic industry. So that brings in a lot of people that are probably more in their 40 to 50 age group. They have a lot of experience in that particular industry. So we do get all age groups. Most of the people that we're seeing move here right now are coming from California, Washington State, Oregon, New York. Those are the 4 that we see most often.
Yeah, so it sounds, expensive coastal markets, like where I'm at in Southern California, and then up the coast. And, Oregon and Washington have kind of gotten pricey as well, especially Seattle and Portland. So that makes sense. But yeah, when I've had folks move from here to Texas or other places too, I mean, what I've seen is people here in California, middle class people here in California, they built up equity in their homes over time. They have they have an average house here that might be $750,000, $800,000. They've got all of that equity. It's either paid off or, maybe they owe $100,000 on it. And they're able to take that equity and go somewhere like Waco. And, if they're going to Waco with $700,000, they can buy a nice home there and have a lot of money left over. So let's talk about that. Like what does an average home cost? What does that look like? That's what I think people are very interested in learning and understanding.
And so at the end of 2020, our average home price was about $228,000. And that's across our whole multiple listing service. I would say most of our new construction homes, my husband does a lot of development work as well. Most of our new construction homes are going to be $300,000 to $400,000 price range. We do have Waco's a really old community. And so we do have a lot of homes that fall in the under $100,000 range that investors go in and buy to build up their investment portfolios. But the vast majority of the homes on the market are probably anywhere from about 200 to about 250,000. That's where we have a great need right there because of first-time home buyers. But like you said, people can come out of the markets where you guys have higher price points than we do. They can pay cash for a home here and then have funds left over.
Yes, yeah. And I believe that they're typically getting a little bit more land than they would have here too, larger lot sizes. I know in particular, like our mutual clients, one of the things they were really looking for is they were looking for land for animals and such. And when we started having initial conversation about that, when I was getting them in touch with you, I mentioned that, and I mentioned their price point, and you were, I forget exactly what you said, but you were thinking they were looking for like 10, I said that they're looking for acreage, and you're thinking like 10,000 acres. And I meant like, I think they'd be happy with like an acre or two. So it's all perspective, it's all relative. But can you talk about that, like lot sizes and land, and
Sure.
if people are looking for a little bit more dirt?
It's funny. We have these fun conversations with the people from out of state that don't necessarily know what an acre of land is. They'll say, "Oh, I want 10 acres." And then when they get here and we show them 10 acres, they're like, "Oh, whoa. Like, that's a lot to take care of,
Right.
So I would say our average lot size here is probably a quarter of an acre. That's the average lot size, a residential lot. Most of the builders right now, in terms of new construction, are building on even a smaller footprint because they're trying to maximize their price point, obviously. And
Sure.
so I would say that most of those new construction residential lots are probably about like 0.18 of an acre in most cases, which is still a good size backyard, front yard, and side yard, right?
That's like a 7,000-ish square foot lot somewhere
About
around there.
7,000 square foot lot, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then when we get a little bit further out of the city, we find tracts that will range from, there are 1 acre tract communities, what we call little ranchettes that are about 5 to 10 acre tracts. And then what we call farm and ranch is anything over 25 acres. So 25 acres and up is farm and ranch community.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. Good to understand. Okay. So, are you able to show folks a little bit like what a couple of different houses might look like if they're buying something for 200 or 250 or 300 or 350?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to show you like a mid $200,000 house, and then we can go 300s, 400s, and then I'll even show you one that we just put under contract for a little over $1 million, just so you'll kind of be able to see what's $1 million get you in Waco, Texas. Okay.
That sounds awesome. Yes.
Okay. I know it was my listing, so I thought that was pretty awesome too.
Okay.
All right, so let's start out. Let me just show you, first of all, what would be about a $200,000 property. Are you seeing this one?
I am.
Okay, so this little home is about $240,000, and it's in a national home builder community. We have a couple of national home builders in our area, Stylecraft and D.R. Horton, and this is a Stylecraft home in one of those communities, and sold for about $240,000. This was a little 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home on a corner lot of, like, so they had more space in their backyard. backyard. And this is a suburban community just outside of Waco called China Spring.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, is that actually brick construction, or is that just a brick facade over stick
No,
construction?
it's actually brick construction,
Wow.
construction. And then
Okay.
our builders here use a product called Hardy Board. So it's like a cement board product that's simply very durable and will outlast all of us, obviously. And so that's what the siding parts are made out of Hardy Board.
Gotcha. So no worry about termites or anything, wood rot or any of that.
No.
Great.
You know, it's funny, the inspectors here will always laugh and tell us, you know, in Texas, it's not a matter of if you're going to get termites, it's a matter of when you're going to get termites. And so just a necessity that we sometimes have to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is like the mid $200,000 price point. And then let's see, let me show you one in the $300,000 price point range. Okay.
Wow.
This one is in Woodway, which is a little suburban community, just butts right up to Waco. And this one was the mid 300s, about 350,000. And this one has a pool in the backyard as well on a corner lot. And this one was 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And this one is in the Midway School District, which is probably our preeminent school district in the county, and the one that's most highly desirable for the people that are, you know, keeping that in mind.
And how large was this house, did you say? I'm sorry if I missed that.
It's about 3,000 square feet, just a
Gotcha.
tad 3,000 square
Okay.
feet.
So that house in Orange County, depending on where in Orange County, that is probably anywhere from maybe 900,000 in certain places, up to double that, depending on what city in Orange County. So
interesting.
Yeah.
So our new construction homes are running about $155 to $165 a square foot. That's
Right.
just you know, like a semi-custom home. If it's custom, it'll be above that, obviously, but that's just kind of our generic new construction price point right now.
Okay.
Okay, and then I will show you, let's see, let's look at this one. This one was a nearly $500,000 home, just under 500,000. And this is in a newer area just outside of Waco. And this one also had 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And this one had about 3,500 square feet. It had a whole separate guest quarters on one end of the home that had its own access point, which really would make a great mother-in-law suite or something of that nature. And this was on an oversized lot. This one sat on nearly half an acre.
Okay. And this was, how much was this house, did you say?
I believe $499 was the price point on this one.
Well, I can't wait to see this $1 million house.
Okay. I just have to show it to you because it's so awesome. And it's actually on, this is the back of it. You can see it has a water wheel.
Wow, yeah.
This one is on 10 acres of land, and it's also on a creek, a river, basically. It's not always navigable, but a river. So you've got this 10-acre piece of property with this incredible custom-built home on it. And it was built back in 2012 by an architect out of Dallas, and he did this really cool design. It only has 2 master suites on either end. And then it has a half bath hidden in a wall that looks like a bookcase. And so it's just super, super incredible, very distinctive architecture.
Wow.
And we just got this one under contract about a week ago. So super
that
cool.
looks like an amazing house. That looks like
that one, square footage wise, this one has about 3,500 square feet.
Okay.
So what would this be like in your neighborhood?
I mean, that's how large did you say the lot size was again? Was it 10 acres?
10 acres, and the house is about 3,500 square feet.
I mean, 10 acres would be super unusual to find here for the most part. I mean, it's hard to say, but this, this is 2.5, 3.5 million, maybe more. Again, depending on where you're talking about, whether it's Orange County or somewhere in LA County. Out in Riverside County, you'd be a little bit more likely to find, find a piece of property this size with the house on it. You might find something like that, and then this might be a little bit more closer to 2 million, I'm guessing. So it really all depends on where it is, but you're not going to find this house on 10 acres here in Southern California anywhere. So
it's a rarity here as well to find one that's this distinctive and so much of an architectural style of a home. To me, I look at this and I think Colorado mountains when I see this house.
Yeah, very rustic, like very rustic looking. So, well, that is an amazing looking house. So, okay, so people can, you can start to see what you can get in Waco. Even the 499 house, or even, the other couple of houses you showed, I mean, they're all these are very nice homes. So people can go there, bring their equity from here, go there, buy a house for cash, have money left over. But then, you're in Texas. So from a cost of living standpoint, even beyond the house, we're talking about no state income tax. Correct me if I'm wrong, but no state income tax. Which is nice. I mean, people are paying up to 13% here in California, state income tax. Many people, a lot of people are paying 9%. So that goes away. The last time you got gas, Melissa, what did you pay for a gallon of gas? Do you know?
I paid $1.89 for a gallon of gas.
Okay, so I just paid $3.19 yesterday. So, so gas is almost half as cheap. So a lot of cost of living savings there. So who are your big employers there? I mean, you mentioned earlier that Baylor University had some major universities there. Who are some of the big employers? I'm assuming Baylor's on that list. Who else?
Yeah, Baylor's our #1 top employer in the area. And then next to that, we have 2 really large hospitals, regional hospitals here, Ascension Providence, and then we have Baylor Scott and White. So they're our next 2 biggest employers. We have a big medical community here. And then other than that, our primary grocery store chain in Texas is called HEB. And so we have several HEB stores, and they are one of our top 5 employers in the area as well. And then other than that, it would just be retail that's located here. But the university and then the hospitals, those are our big 2.
Okay. And then industry-wise, you talked about that a little bit earlier. You have a lot of healthcare services. Do you want to run through that really quick again for me?
Yes, and so with the healthcare services, not only do we have like the training programs for the nurses, so our community college here has a great nursing program, and so does Baylor University. So we draw a lot of our people into the healthcare industries from those 2 higher education communities. We also have a VA hospital here, part of the Veterans Administration. The part that we have in Waco is their mental health and their social services branch of the VA. The one where they do the medical procedures is just down the road in Temple, about 30 miles from here. And we're also becoming a big logistics hub. We've really noticed, my husband on the commercial side has noticed that a lot of businesses are relocating here. Land is a little less expensive here than in the bigger markets like Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. And so Waco is becoming a logistics hub. And that's something that we've really seen happen in probably about the past 5 years.
Okay. Yeah. We're seeing those types of logistics hub pop up a lot of places, and they're definitely economic drivers. Mm-hmm. So, and those are going to be here to stay for sure. So, okay. You mentioned earlier, I believe you mentioned it on here, but I know we spoke, and your husband does the commercial side of things. He's your partner in your commercial division. And, one of the reasons that people relocate specifically from California to Texas is, a lot of business owners here kind of get bogged down by the business environment here, which isn't, I don't think it's any secret. The business environment in California is not overly business friendly. So I don't know if you can talk about that a little bit, what that is like there, what you have experienced and what he's experienced as far as, people moving their businesses.
Right. And what we really hear from our clients who are moving their businesses here, as you mentioned, is that we have less business restrictions in our state than in some of the other states. Primarily, I would say we have less environmental restrictions here than maybe in a state like yours, perhaps. And so that's been one of the draws for them to come here. Having no state income tax is something that, of course, continues to draw them here as well. And in our own community, Waco has a tax incentive program to bring in these businesses, and they have expanded that over the last decade to attract more and more larger distribution hubs and businesses to come here. So just recently, Amazon selected Waco for a distribution center. It's not one of their large ones, but for us, I mean, they're going to add about 1,000 jobs to our economy, and they're building this facility. It's going to be a sorting facility, and they're building it right now. And so we're seeing some of those things that we have never been able to experience in the past that are starting to happen. And they're telling us it's because of the tax incentives that our city is offering them. And then, of course, just the business environment that exists in Texas.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, so many reasons here to think about this kind of relocation, making, from cost of housing to cost of living to, if you're a business owner, ease of starting your business or running your business with a little bit less, hands in your pocket and a little bit less intrusiveness. If you're just, looking for a job, all of the industry that is happening there and growing there. So, I mean, it sounds like there's really a lot of great things going on there in Waco, Melissa.
Yeah, there are. And it's so funny. We used to, when I was younger, everyone called it Wacky Waco. And there's still some Wacky Waco out there, don't get me. But it's the good kind of wacky now. It's not so crazy like it used to be. But I mean, we've got a river that runs through our city, and there's a big river development that's taking place. There's a downtown resurgence that has taken place over the last decade, and we're seeing a lot of really unique small-owned businesses that have migrated downtown. And now some of the downtown residential districts are being revitalized, and people are doing projects to make more affordable housing down there. We've got great parks. We have a lake in our city. We host a triathlon. So we just have so many great things going for us that makes it an attractive place for people to come and visit, and then they fall in love with it. And next thing we know, they want to move here.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, it sounds like a really great place. I have not personally visited Waco. I've been to a number of the larger cities in Texas, but I have not really been. I've been through Waco, I suppose, but haven't really been there. But I know our mutual clients have been there for a couple of months. They are loving life there. I know he bought a new tractor recently. He's really excited about that. So, that probably never would have happened if he stayed here in Yorba Linda, California. So they're loving life there. But yeah. Okay. Well, I super appreciate you coming on here with us today, spending a little bit of time telling everybody about Waco and what it has to offer. If anybody has any further questions for Melissa, feel free to reach out to her, or you can reach out to me and I will connect you. But if you want to give your phone number here really quick, Melissa.
Yeah, absolutely. My cell number is 254-749-6036. Our office number is 254-870-9800. So you can reach me at either one of those numbers.
Okay. Well, yeah, reach out to Melissa or reach out to me. I'm here in California, and I can speak to you about what the whole relocation looks like from the first half here, getting you moved out of California, to the second half in Waco, getting you moved into Texas with Melissa. So thanks again, Melissa. So
Absolutely. Hey, next time, stop in Waco. Don't just drive by, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I will. So
Like a great
definitely have
idea.
to get there soon. So, all right. Well, take care, everybody. Look forward to seeing you around town.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
Take care. Bye-bye.